Hi, I'm Ashley Kay, and in this short presentation, I'm about to reveal a secret loophole in your ex-boyfriend's mind that will make him wish he had never left you, make him run back to your side more devoted than before, do just about anything to be your man again, and make him forget any other woman that may be competing for his attention right now. You'll be able to do all this whether he lives far away or even if he hasn't spoken to you for weeks, months, even years, even if he is seeing someone else right now. Remember how perfect things used to be? You can turn back the clock to a time when the two of you were happy, in love, and couldn't stand to be apart. Just imagine your ex-boyfriend calling you at 3 a.m. because he can't stop thinking about you. Imagine he is breaking down into tears because it hurts so much for him to be apart from you. It will be like he had never left, and more. It won't just be in your dreams when your guy tells you, "I love you and I want you back," or "I screwed up, please give me another chance." This is possible in just a short period of time, once you understand how to push his emotional buttons that he doesn't even know exists. This presentation will not stay up for long, so if you think you have something better to do, you will miss out. Please listen closely as I reveal within the next few minutes exactly how I discovered this hidden loophole and how you can make him fall back in love with you without any kind of manipulation or deception. It all started a few years ago when my boyfriend at the time, a guy who I was madly in love with, started acting strange. This was during my last year at university, and it happened to be a majorly stressful time for me. One morning, while playing video games and admittedly avoiding an assignment, we got into an argument over something really stupid in the game. He suddenly became extremely quiet and then, to my surprise, just got up and left. At the time, I thought he just needed to cool down, that he simply overreacted and he would eventually come to his senses. I soon realized that this was not just a typical argument. I tried calling him many times, to which he simply ignored me. I tried to be patient and left him alone, thinking his phone must have been turned off or something else had just distracted him. There had to be a simple explanation for this. Well, he didn't end up coming back until much later that day, and then, to my complete surprise, he started to talk about how he wanted out of the relationship. He said we were too different. He said he didn't think we were going to work, that he wanted to be by himself, and a whole bunch of other reasons that were soon drowned out by the sound of my heart breaking. The more he talked, the sicker I felt. I was in shock. I didn't know what to think or feel. What made it worse was that in what felt like no time at all, he had already packed up his things and left. I couldn't believe it. Needless to say, I was devastated and confused. I cried myself to sleep nearly every night, and I couldn't stop thinking about him, about us, and what really happened. For the next few months, we continued to stay in contact. It was too hard not to, but things didn't get any easier. I tried so many ways to get him back, to convince him of the mistake he was making. I tried talking to him rationally. I tried getting angry. I tried not talking to him at all. And this is so embarrassing, but I even slept with him in the hopes that he'd remember how great we were and come back. But no matter what I did, he stayed by his decision and kept his distance. Finally, one night after he rejected me again, I decided something had to change. I couldn't sit around and wait for him anymore. I made up my mind to stop talking to him for good. This proved to be much more difficult than I had thought. The nights were especially hard to get through, but after a while of feeling sorry for myself, I finally decided I needed to get this relationship thing handled. I wanted to know what I could do, if anything, to get back the relationship I had lost. If there really wasn't anything I could do, I was willing to accept that it was over, no matter how much it hurt. And then something happened. I was browsing the internet one night when I stumbled upon an online forum. I had discovered this underground website dedicated to things I didn't even know existed. Things to do with attraction, seduction, and persuasion. It was mostly geared towards men trying to attract women, but it sparked an idea in me. I suddenly had drive, determination, and a positive outlook on my situation. I found myself exposed to a new world of dating knowledge that I had never seen before. From then on, I started to study everything I could find, from attraction, psychology and dating, to relationship dynamics and getting an ex back. I've read more than 20 books on the subject of dating psychology between men and women. I watched more than 200 plus hours of video on relationships and attraction. I studied everything I could get my hands on in the hopes of finding a solution. During this time, it really helped to keep me busy because I missed my ex so much. But it wasn't long before things started to click and a number of patterns were revealed to me. It was an aha moment. Now let me share one of those with you right now. Did you know that men fall in love much more quickly and stay in love much longer with a woman who is in control of her emotions? The more control you have over your emotions, the quicker your man will fall for you. What do I mean by this? Women generally have much more emotional intelligence than men do. We grew up talking about emotions, expressing our emotions, sharing it with friends and family, and we're able to read someone's emotional signals much more accurately than men can. But the problem with being so in touch with our emotions is that we often act on our emotions too. This is when men will joke about us having mood swings or being that time of the month again. And you know what? During a breakup, our emotions are completely messed up. If you have ever acted desperate, needy, controlling, or was simply an emotional wreck around your ex-boyfriend and hoped it was enough to get him back, then you know it probably wasn't the best thing you could have done. Look, I totally screwed up too. I allowed my pain and fear to overwhelm me. I somehow always found the phone in my hand and I would call him over and over, hoping to just talk it out. But take it from me, it doesn't work. The good news is you can turn your situation around and alter his feelings about you, even if you've made emotional mistakes and feel your situation is hopeless. That's because it is much harder for a man to cut off emotional ties with a woman he once loved than someone he just started dating. That means as long as you know the right emotional buttons to push, you'll get results 10 times faster than if he had never dated you before. You see, you have already done the bulk of the work by getting your guy to fall for you in the first place. You didn't need to understand psychology to get your man, you allowed nature to do most of the work for you. Now imagine what you could do once you understand how this stuff really works. I still remember the bizarre moment things changed. One night while I was watching TV, I heard my phone ring. On the other line was a voice I hadn't heard in a while. In fact, I barely recognized it at first. But then I knew who it was. It was my ex. He asked if we could talk, and he sounded so different, so sad. I turned down the volume on the TV remote and listened patiently, wondering what he wanted. He started out composed enough, but when he asked why I was acting so different lately, his voice suddenly cracked with emotions. He started to spill about how much he missed me, loved me, and wanted to be back with me again. How this time apart was slowly killing him inside and nothing had been the same since. It was all the things I had wanted to hear for so many months. It was here and it was really real. Then it happened. He started to cry. I found myself feeling kind of happy but also awkward. All I had to say was, yes, let's try again, and we would have gone right back to how we used to be. But what happened next took me by complete surprise. I realized after all this that our relationship was majorly flawed, and I wouldn't really be happy by getting back together with him. In fact, the more he begged, pleaded, and wanted me back, the more I realized he wasn't the right one for me. Actually, what I felt was pity. But the real twist to the story was, although I didn't realize it at the time, I actually wanted him to feel just as terrible as I did during my breakup. So what happened? Well, for the next 2 years, he continued to pursue me. It was like something had changed inside him and he couldn't turn it off. Look, he eventually moved on and found someone else, but it was long after I did. Now, I could have put that part of my life behind me, but I quickly realized how many others were suffering the same breakup pains that I had suffered, so I wanted to help. I started helping others through email and on my website and quickly realized how common a lot of breakup problems were. I realized with the amount of knowledge I had gained, I had to do all I could to help others have the same chance at saving their relationship. Because even though I didn't get back together with my ex, that was a choice I made because I had the option to make it. So many people who regret their breakup only realize too late how great their relationship actually was. So, with this newfound drive and passion for doing what was right, I spent the following year coming up with a complete strategy from everything I had learned and from what I had personally experienced. I wrote everything down, cutting stuff out that weren't relevant and only leaving the best information that yielded the fastest results. I spent a great deal of time extracting the key method and transforming it into a simple fill-in-the-blanks system. I also altered and improved many things that I discovered to create the most effective system to help other women like me. Now, for the first time, you'll be able to attract him back by following a system that gets him to do most of the work for you, and obtain the secret to keep him hooked and addicted to you forever. The Ex Recovery System Get Him Back Edition is a program I've developed through years of research, trial and error, and working closely with real women. This is the result of handpicking the best strategies and male psychological triggers and combining them into one solid program. This new revised edition includes a unique way to erase all of your ex-boyfriend's bad memories about you. It's not manipulative or deceptive, but it is extremely effective and very powerful. Did I mention how easy this system is? I especially made this a fill-in-the-blank system, so it takes all the guesswork out of it for you. All you would need to do is plug in your answers and the system goes to work for you. Now, want to hear something downright terrifying? Did you know that more than 80% of couples who reunite after a breakup break up again within the first 1 to 3 months? Why is that? Because couples rush back into a relationship only to find all the old problems still there. A terrifying amount of get your ex back products deal with quick fix solutions that don't last. Not only that, but these so-called quick fixes can end up doing more damage to your relationship than good in the long run. This is where the Ex Recovery System is different. We're not just another band-aid solution. This program helps tap into your ex-boyfriend's core emotional center, and with a complete understanding of how a man's mind works, you'll be able to take advantage of all the hidden triggers a man is biologically programmed to respond to. This gives you the best possible start to rebuilding an unbreakable foundation for your relationship. Most gurus out there will try to spoon feed you a one-size-fits-all solution which is not tailored to any specific situation. But you and I both know that no two relationships are alike. No two people are alike. You can't expect to receive the same cookie-cutter solution and have it fit everyone. But the Ex Recovery System is different. I knew from the beginning that giving a one-size-fits-all solution is far less effective and much more prone to future breakups. Plus, it could even make your situation worse. This system was also carefully designed to do most of the work for you. We have field-tested examples hundreds of times to ensure they are proven to work. Let me show you something. This was from an email I received a little while ago. Hey, I've already got my ex back with just the first step. And here's another one. Thanks for all your advice, but I don't need it anymore because I got my ex back and we are deeply in love. And another one. I joined recently and have been following the advice as best as I could. It worked. As of 2 days ago, he and I are back together after being apart for 2 months. I had been doing everything wrong until I started following your advice. I can't believe how effective just changing my approach could be, but I learned so much. I can't thank you guys enough. Now, before you go anywhere, let me tell you a few of the simple but powerful tools included within the Ex Recovery System. The Instant Emotion Buster is a simple but effective way to help you regain control of your emotions, even when you are a sobbing mess. This 10-minute method will quickly give you clarity and prevent you from making any more emotional mistakes. This one trick will prove to be invaluable to your healing process. You'll find yourself using it over and over again until you don't need it anymore. You'll also learn the magic eraser and why it's one of my most hidden weapons. This is a special letter spliced full of psychological hacks that works its way through your ex-boyfriend's mind and literally will melt away even the most hardened emotional barrier in a man. All you'll need to do is answer a few questions about your relationship and let the magic eraser do the work for you. One of the toughest things to work out is just what to say to your ex to break the silence between you. The seed letter is a powerful letter that solves this problem. This letter is infused with the most sneaky psychological triggers that will make your ex-boyfriend instantly want to call you and see you after reading it. But be warned, using this without the complete plan in place may only just set you back. Listen to what this person had to say about it. He received a letter yesterday and thanked me over and over again. The book works. Now I am going to make him chase me for a bit and get to decide if I want him back. You don't even need to worry about the distance keeping you apart using the indirect method. This is my special way to completely bypass the need to see your ex in person to reattract him back to you. This works even if he refuses to see you. You'll also discover 9 things to do during any face-to-face meetup with your ex to secretly make him drool over you, so he won't be able to stop smiling, complimenting you, and even fantasizing about you long after you've parted ways. You'll leave such a strong impression on him that he won't be able to think of anything or anyone else. You'll also learn about 4 levels of conversational intimacy and how you can use this to escalate your intimacy with your man no matter how distant he is, physically or emotionally. I'll show you why these 4 levels are important and how you can easily reach your dream level of closeness with your man by using the method I describe here. You'll discover the exact step-by-step method to reattract him back using the most powerful, up-to-date secrets about men that are designed to wake him up and put him into overdrive to pursue you and make you happy, as if you are starting a new relationship. All this is in fact very easy to do, and when you allow the system to work for you, you'll start to see results almost immediately. We truly care about you, so one of the things we're obsessed about is providing you the best emotional support we can offer. We will never leave you in the dark to figure things out on your own. Your life after this program will never be the same again. Here are just a few of the things you'll be able to do. You will be calm and confident about your breakup situation. You will know what to do immediately to reattract and lure him back, so he is the one working to be with you. You will feel empowered and invigorated about the days and weeks to come. You will be confident, emotionally strong, and irresistibly sexy, so your guy won't be able to stand being apart from you, even if he has a new love interest. You will know exactly what to do to get your guy to call you on the phone and ask you out on a date. You will know exactly how to make him feel just as crazy about you as he did in the beginning of the relationship. You will easily pass any test that he may throw your way, and that's only a few of the things you'll discover within the Ex Recovery System Get Him Back edition. And what better time to get started than today? Sadly, every day that you go without proper guidance is another day he could be out forming emotional connections with other women and leaving all of your fond memories behind. The less you're on his mind, the more he'll forget about you, and eventually you won't matter to him at all. I don't want to let this happen to you. I often have women tell me how invaluable my program is and how it has helped them know the right things to do and say no matter what situation they were in. It has saved many women from ending up alone, miserable, and forever wondering what if about their relationship. Imagine if you didn't try all you could to save your relationship. Could you live with yourself not knowing what could have happened? Give yourself this opportunity to get him finally back where he belongs, with his arms wrapped tightly around you, with his lips passionately on yours, with him whispering sweet words in your ears, and with him confessing that he loves you and will never leave you again. So how can you be the next success story and get your hands on this system? Normally, the price of the Ex Recovery System Get Him Back edition goes for $97. In fact, many people couldn't thank me enough for the value they received at this price, purely based on the fact that it produced results for them worth much more than what they paid for. Others have also recommended a price of $67 to make it much more accessible to even more people. I truly do want to help as many people as possible and to ensure that I provide as much as I can to those that really need the help. In the end, I probably shouldn't even be doing this, and I may upset a lot of people, but for a limited time only, I'm offering the X Recovery System Get Him Back Edition for just $47. I have to warn you though that I will likely rise my price back up in the near future. The reason is simple. The methods I give you are so effective that if it landed in the hands of the wrong people, it can potentially cause a lot of harm to undeserving men out there. Please, if you're only looking for a way to get back at or mess with your ex-boyfriend, I suggest you turn back now. This method is only for those who truly care about their ex and really do want to make their relationship work. Now, as a new member, I'm also going to throw in some amazing bonuses to make sure you are even more satisfied. Bonus number 1 is the X Recovery System video course, valued at $67. Members have happily paid up to $97 for this video course, where I personally step you through each module of the system. Watch or listen as I handhold you through the strategy that goes perfectly with the main X Recovery System guide. Bonus number 2 is a Secret X Code video, valued at $27. You'll be able to break into his mind unsuspectingly and read his most private thoughts. You'll have a naked look into what he is really thinking and feeling. Using this knowledge, he'll be dumbfounded as to how you're able to easily understand him with so little effort. Bonus number 3 is the Facebook Magnet Effect, valued at $27. How do you communicate without communicating directly? You use the inbuilt tools within Facebook to send subliminal messages and do all the seductive dirty work for you. This handy guide will show you how. And bonus number 4 is my 7 Deadly Persuasion Secrets video, valued at $27. Get your hands on some of the most advanced and deadly persuasion secrets I've ever put together that will trigger his desires covertly. If used correctly, he will not even suspect you're behind any of this, but it will be very obvious, especially when he starts acting emotional or even jealous. These bonuses combined give you a value of $148, and you can receive all of this free as a new member. You can get your hands on the X Recovery System plus these bonuses for just $47. But let me ask you, how much is your relationship worth to you? If you're willing to do anything to make your relationship work, consider other ways that could potentially end up costing you much more and with more time and effort. You could try going to a relationship counselor who will likely charge you $150 an hour. And you know you'll be forced to go back over and over again to get all the information that you'll need. You could easily end up spending a lot of money trying methods that only give you subpar results. You could also go out and buy yourself a new wardrobe and give yourself a complete makeover. But would that be effective if your ex-boyfriend refuses to see you or talk to you? This is the only place you'll be able to get your hands on the most complete and easy to use system to win back your ex-boyfriend's heart and make him yours again. I'm so confident that this system will work for you that I'll happily let you try out the X Recovery System with no risk on your part. For 60 days, you can access all the material as often as you like, try it out completely. You can even bug our support staff who is trained to help you with your relationship problems as often as you like. And if for whatever reason you are not happy, just send me and my staff an email and you'll get a no questions asked money back guarantee. Of course, I'm confident you'll be nothing but delighted with the program, and I can't wait to see you back in the arms of your ex-boyfriend. That's if you still want him back. If you were anything like me during my breakup, you'll probably be feeling a set of mixed emotions. One of the questions that I constantly found myself asking was, am I doing the right thing, and will we ever get back together again? The X Recovery System will do the work for you, so you no longer need to worry about what to do next. Imagine for a second how it will feel to know that he will always be there for you, to protect you and love you. How it will feel when he only has eyes for you and will never leave you. How it will feel when he is finally ready to commit to you and only you. I want to help you like I've helped so many thousands of other women realize your dream and finally be happy, confident, and in love. To get started immediately, simply click on the Add to Cart button below. You'll be taken to a secure order page and be given immediate web access to the materials on the other side. You'll be able to download all the material to your computer and start using it in literally a few minutes' time. I have purposely made sure to provide instant access to this material because I know how important time is for you. You don't need to wait for shipping or worry about packages being delivered to you safely. Everything's instantly accessible online within our secure members area. To get started, simply click on the Add to Cart button below. You still there? As you can imagine, I receive a lot of questions about this program, so let me answer some of the most common questions I have about the X Recovery System. How will I get access to this program? The X Recovery System Get 'em Back Edition is only accessible online through our website. You will not be shipped a physical product. You'll be able to download the PDF and start watching the videos within minutes of your purchase. It has been 3 months or more since the breakup. Is it too late for me? No. In fact, in some cases, it can actually be a good thing if there has been a long period of time since the breakup. That's because people often say things they don't mean or have their barriers up early on in a breakup. So you really need to take what your ex says with a grain of salt. Things can and often do change, especially feelings, months or even years later after a breakup. So I would not worry about the time since your breakup to be an obstacle of any way. And most of the time, it can be seen as an advantage. How fast will I see results? This depends on you and your relationship, and everyone is a bit different. But from the majority of cases, you'll see some results or progress very quickly after using the techniques within the X Recovery System. Now that may mean you'll get a response from your ex or some interest shown your way. Even if it means you're not officially back together, you'll at least be heading in the right direction. My ex and I are in a long distance relationship. Can this still work? Definitely. In fact, one of the strategies I cover was specifically created for this purpose. The indirect method gives you an approach to handling the distance, so it should not be a problem. You will still need to do all the other steps, of course, that are important to having a successful relationship, but distance should not be a problem for you at all. He is seeing someone else right now. Do I still have a chance? Yes. For the most part, you should not allow the fact that he is seeing someone else to affect what you do, because 90% of the time, he's going to be in a rebound relationship and will not be completely over you anyway. I think the toughest thing about this is the psychological factor of having to deal with and think about your ex seeing someone else. But in terms of getting them back, this system works equally well whether they're seeing someone else or not. Does this really work? Yes, it does. Many of my clients have written to me with surprise and delight because it had worked for them when they thought it was hopeless. Even when everything seemed bleak, terrible, and painful, you'll be amazed how quickly your situation will turn around. You simply need to have faith and are willing to trust in the program. Here's just a few of what some of my clients have said. This really started out as a test to see if these books worked, and my theory was, what do I have to lose? He's not talking to me anyway. Then piece by piece, every day, something happened that the book said would. I have to give you credit, Ashley, for something that we all have inside of us. You were really able to put it to paper and give back hope when all seems hopeless. Thank you. And here's another one. Your product was great. I really enjoyed reading every single paragraph. It was very easy to read and it related to everything thoroughly. I am pleased to say I have my ex back. I think understanding why people behave the way they do and your suggestions on how to handle them was very valuable. Look, the only way you'll know whether it can work for you is to try it out. I can only tell you what it has done for me and for others that decided their relationship was worth fighting for. If you truly care about your relationship, then I think it is worth it when you have nothing to lose anyway. Will I be automatically billed in 30 days? The X Recovery System Get 'em Back Edition is a one-time only payment in which you will have unlimited access. If you try out our optional 30 days trial membership to the Naked Truth Club, which is a separate program, then you will be billed at the end of the 30 days unless you cancel. Please be aware of this, and remember, if you select this option and you wish not to stay on as a member, to cancel your subscription before the 30 days trial expires. If I still haven't convinced you to try out the Get Him Back edition risk-free, then perhaps you don't feel that strongly about your guy after all. If you value buying a new dress or a new pair of shoes more than getting your guy back, then this may not be for you. This is only for women who are serious about saving their relationship and feel enough connection with her man that she is willing to invest some effort to get him back. If this sounds like you, then I can't wait to see you on the inside. Simply click on the Add to Cart button below to get started right now. Remember, each day that goes by is another day your guy is out creating emotional connections with other women and being lured by other women. Remind him that you're the only woman for him, and he simply needs to come to his senses and finally admit it to himself. Do this quick exercise with me. Imagine in detail what it will feel like to be back together again. Picture every sight, smell, and sound of that scene in your mind. Create a positive energy in your mind of what that would really feel like. Does that make you feel good? If you felt this way every day, do you think you'd have the confidence and strength to be able to attract him back? Don't let this moment pass you by. Take this special opportunity to get your hands on the X recovery system before the offer is gone for good. The clock is ticking, and I'll see you on the inside.